Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to HIMediaTV. I'm your host, Evan from HIMediaTV, and welcome to another chapter of my little black book. Today I want to talk to you guys about the president's dementia. And the reason I want to talk about the president's dementia is because I want to be very fucking clear. This man, every day that we see Trump on TV, is going to be the best that he's going to ever be again. And it's a slow decline. He obviously has dementia. It's destroying his frontal lobe, and he is fucking gone. Like, even if Donald Trump does not, die in the next 3 years of his administration, like, I would question whether or not it would be ethical to prosecute him, because by the time we get to a point where we can prosecute him, he's going to be so fucking mentally just bleh, that it's better to just lock his ass in his high-rise and just put him up there and ignore him. He's going to be useless. I don't know. I think that all of his flip-flopping and the fact that he is so susceptible to manipulation by the people around him, and he literally believes whatever the last person told him was true. He literally does not, he's at the point now where he's so bad that he's not even able to lie willfully. I genuinely believe he's the most honest person in his administration, because everything he says, I think he genuinely believes, with his whole chest. We live in an environment where fascists who aren't ideologically so, they just like the Twitter views and, wanting to be pseudo-celebrities and influencers. It's the influencer presidency. In any other country in the world that has competent statesmen, if these are the people in power, the moment they fall off, we would have 100 years of the opposition party, i.e. the Democrats, winning. But, because the Democrats are so pathetic and influential and still somehow still think that they're liked, even though they still have a lower favorability rating with the American people than the fucking Donald Trump does, despite everything he's done. It's I'm not going to turn this into another fuck the Democrats rant, because God knows I do that enough. But even so, I genuinely do think that, with all of the issues, all of the negativity, and all of the fucking bullshit that Donald Trump has done in the past, I think, genuinely speaking, we're now in the point where, it's the worst. At least during his first term, he was cognitively there, and he got in front of his own way so fucking much that they they didn't do nothing for 4 years. They did irreversible damage that, thankfully, did irreconcilable damage that, Biden was able to fix a good chunk of it. But even then, the fact that the Democrats have done a huge pivot to the right just because they're so fucking afraid and so fucking addicted to corporate money, and they just desperately want to be Republican-like and win without actually having to appeal to their base. I don't know. Again, not the point of this video. Not the shit. We're not shitting on Democrats in this one as much as we love doing that here. I think Trump is. I think he's on borrowed time in terms. I think every day, he shat his pants on live TV. He had a dementia episode, in front of people where he hallucinated his ballroom. He's gone. There's a reason why, despite him being on TV, it feels like all the time, his handlers are doing more and more to keep him out of long, interviews on camera. Because every time he is visibly, losing his shit. Now, granted, the MAGA folks are a cult, so they're not going to fucking dip out any fucking time soon, and that's to be expected of a cult, but, ultimately, at the end of the day, I think the current status quo of America is dead. The Obama era of neoliberalism is dead. I think the Zoran Mamdani wing of the Democratic Party is the future, and there is really, because they're the only ones that have any type of vision, any type of principles, and any type of plan for the future of statesmanship and state building, and that involves something positive for the future instead of just tearing shit down. Next time you go out and talk to like a right winger or something, ask them. So let's say we get everything done. We ban abortion. We kick out all the immigrants. We change black culture to make them good, upstanding Americans in that are cold, that get with the program and all that stuff. And we do everything that you want. What do you do next? What does that world look like? And these people don't have an answer, because at the end of the day, right-wing ideology in America is just about hate. That's just the reality of it. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening to another episode of My Little Black Book. That's another chapter closed. If you like this episode, please consider joining our Discord. We've got an awesome community at the link down in the description below. Either way, if you liked this thank you so much for listening to HIMediaTV. I've been your host, Evan from HIMediaTV, and I will see you guys next time.